Hello my beautiful butterflies, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Beverley and it is lovely to see you today. In this video we're going to be talking about Invisible Disabilities Awareness Week, so grab your cup of tea, let's get to it. It's actually really appropriate that I'm wearing my zebra pyjamas today. I spent the whole morning in bed resting. I feel absolutely dreadful, but a headscarf and my eyebrows make me feel like I'm a little bit more put together than I was. And it's really appropriate I'm wearing these pyjamas because zebra is the sign of EDS. EDS is one of the illnesses that I have, and I've spoken more about that in a blog post recently, so I'll leave a link down below to that, and I'll also leave a link to the charity that set up Invisible Disabilities Awareness Week. So that's what we're talking about today. Don't forget, if you're new here, you can click the subscribe button to become part of the butterfly family. We would love to have you. Don't forget to leave me a comment and a cheeky little like, but let's get to it, shall we? The first thing I want to remind everybody of is I'm running a giveaway on another video. I will leave a link to that down below. You can win a couple of decks of oracle cards and a book by the amazing Chaotic Witch Aunt. So if you're into witchy things and you want to treat yourself, I'm running that giveaway, so head down below, click that link and make sure you're in with a chance to win. Oh, that rhymed. So what is an invisible disability? Basically, it's any illness that you cannot see on the outside. I don't have leg braces, I don't have an amputation, I'm not full-time wheelchair user, I don't have deformities, I don't have anything that you can see on the outside. On the inside, I feel all the time like I've been hit by a truck and I need to sleep for about a week just to feel human. I spend most of my time sat on the sofa or in bed, and most of my life is spent in my pyjamas, although you can't tell that. If you follow me on TikTok, if you watch me here on the YouTube channel, you'll know that I absolutely love dressing up in vintage fashion. I love sharing that passion with you, and I love talking about the things that I love, the things that give me life, you know. Witchcraft and vintage fashion are the two loves that I have, and they're easy to see, they're easy to share on here, but it's not easy for you to look through this screen and see that this morning I looked like this. Yeah, it's really hard for me to share how I feel, and I do my best, but I'm sure you're looking at me right now and saying, well, her hair looks nice, she's done her eyebrows, I mean, she looks okay, she just hasn't been bothered to get dressed today. And that's fair, because I haven't been bothered to get dressed today. Mainly because I'm in a lot of pain and I just don't feel like I could put actual clothes on. This is a pyjama set from Georgia Asda and it's really soft and it has zebras on it, so that's what I'm wearing. But either way, invisible disabilities are anything. So they could be ME or chronic fatigue, they could be chronic pain, fibromyalgia, stomach issues, gastric problems, it could be a mental health disorder, you could be autistic or be on the spectrum. I'm never sure which way I'm supposed to say it, please correct me. But yeah, I really want everyone to realise that invisible disabilities are all around us. They affect so many people. Whenever I read statistics of invisible disabilities in the world, I am amazed that we are not supported more, given more compassion. But it feels like our government and also able-bodied people are just trying to trick us, right? They're just trying to catch us out. Like, the problem is that there are a lot of us that are telling the truth. There are a lot of us that are suffering, and that is why I share my story here. That's why when you watch a witchcraft video, I'm usually going to talk about how to make it more accessible. If I'm talking about fashion, I'm going to be using one of my mobility aids. I talk about it on my Instagram and in my TikTok videos because I want you all to know that it affects every single corner of your life. And yet on the outside, it looks like there's nothing wrong with you. And it's so frustrating. I sometimes wish people could see how I feel. Not just because I'm pale and pasty. I mean, I'm also kind of a vampire because I never leave the house. So I am kind of, you know, pale and pasty. But you cannot tell how somebody's feeling on the inside. You can't tell that my ribs feel bruised most of the time, that my stomach swells up and is painful a lot of the time for no apparent reason, that my joints dislocate easily, that I'm in pain all the time, and I struggle with being tired every single day. And I'm not just talking tired, I'm talking I've worked a whole day shift and then somebody's asked me to cover the night shift, so I stayed all night, and then I got up the next morning and somebody asked me to go out for the day, so I went out for the day, and then I couldn't sleep the next night, and then I tried to do things. That's how it feels. I just feel exhausted. Like I slept all morning. I went to sleep about midnight last night, and I got up about 1:15 this afternoon, and I'm still exhausted, and you can't see that on me. You can't tell. So if you see somebody out in public sitting in a wheelchair and they get up and start walking, it might not be that they're not really disabled. It might just be that they have chronic fatigue, or they're in pain, or they need to stand up because their legs are cramping. In fact, most wheelchair users are ambulatory, which means they can walk. I am one of them, and most of my friends, actually, if I'm going to be honest, are the same. And they use wheelchairs for a million different reasons. I don't even know where to begin. For me personally, it's fatigue. More than anything else, I can't walk very far because I get extremely tired, and then I start to shake a lot and I get unsteady. So I have a mobility aid that is a walker, so I can walk as far as I can and be as independent as possible. And then it turns into a wheelchair for when I am exhausted and need to sit down. The truth of the matter is that most of the time, as humans with disabilities that are invisible, we are faking being well. We are putting makeup on our faces, we are getting dressed, we are taking the kids to school, we are doing meals when we can, we are doing what we can, we're pushing through. And I'm going to leave a link to my friend's YouTube channel. It's Lord and Laudettes, and her YouTube channel shows perfectly how a mom who has disability that holds her back so much, fatigue and pain, is trying to teach us how to understand and be compassionate. And she also vlogs every week of her life with her children, and you can see how much she is faking being well because she feels dreadful, but she puts her makeup on, she gets dressed, and she goes to pumpkin patches with her daughters so they have amazing memories with her. And she'll take her daughters shopping, and she'll go and do as much as she can because, like so many of us, we're faking being well. We're trying our best to fit into a society that doesn't really want to know us. It makes us feel invisible. It does. It makes us feel invisible because unless we're completely disabled, bedbound, or a full-time wheelchair user, we're not accepted as being disabled enough. If we don't work because we're too sick, we're seen as scroungers. We're stuck in this kind of place where we try too much to educate and to help others. We're not really sick, or we're trying too hard, or I don't know how to even explain it. But I'm just saying right now that so many of us feel invisible. I know I do, and I've done many videos about it in the past, about how I rarely leave the house. I just pootle around my house. I don't do a lot. I don't go to many places. I record in my converted garage, which is like a few steps away from my house. I don't go very far. I don't do much because I can't. Because of anxiety, because of mental health issues that hold me back from doing the things that I want to do. I can't just go and take the dogs for a walk because I'm terrified of leaving the house on my own. I have to go with someone. I'm terrified of falling over or going too far, not realising, and then not being able to get home. There's so many things that hold me back and make me feel invisible. And I'm lucky because now I have a few friends that really accept the fact that I can't always do the things that I want to do. If I have to cancel on them, they understand it completely. They get me. And I'm really lucky. You know, I said on Facebook last week, I was like, you know what really gets me? Because my husband has an invisible disability as well. He is epileptic and he had a seizure, which means he cannot drive for, it's a year usually, but it's 6 months because it wasn't his fault, it was the doctor's fault. So because of that, he can't drive and I can't drive, I never learn. So we're stuck at home all the time. And I said the worst thing about that is I can't have pumpkin spice latte this year. I can't go to Starbucks, it's impossible. And my good friend Jess very kindly took me to Starbucks, and to her it was just, you know, half an hour out with her friend having a chat and a drink, and it was lovely. To me it meant the world, because I've never really had that before. People who are willing to go out of their way to help me and to take me out, and it felt amazing. But most people with invisible disabilities, your friends kind of leave, their lives move on, and you are stuck in the house, feeling ill, saying that you can't do things that they want to do or that you want to do, but you can't go, and they stop inviting you, and friendships just kind of drift. It's understandable because their lives move on, but it's also really hard to deal with when you see Facebook posts and Instagram posts of people going out and doing things and you're just stuck at home. So in this society we feel very invisible, and that's why it's so important to have courage and to say that you are sick. Medical trauma is a real thing. Honestly, it makes it hard to want to reach out. I've also had doctors tell me, oh, fibromyalgia isn't a real illness. We get told these things, we get disbelieved, and then when you tell friends and family that you have invisible illnesses, again, you're not believed. You just get this feeling, and so it takes courage to say, yes, I have invisible disabilities, but it's important that we do. Because I think if everybody, statistically, if everybody who has invisible illnesses stood up and told everyone that they had them and was open about how they were feeling, I think society would need to change. I think that we would need to change how we felt about this. I have rambled enough. I'm getting tired, my head's hurting, so I think it's time for me to toodaloo, my friends. I hope that you got something out of this video and that it helped you to understand where we are coming from as advocates and chronic illness sufferers. We are doing our best, and I hope that you got that out of that. If you got something out of this video, definitely let me know by leaving a cheeky little like down below so I know that you did, and I can bring more like the channel like this to the channel in future. Oh, brain fog, please give me 5 minutes. While you're down there, why not leave me a comment? Let me know your thoughts and feelings on this sort of awareness week. Does it work? Is it something that helps you feel seen, helps you feel heard? Have you learned something from this video? Let me know all the things down below in the comments. And last but certainly not least, if you like my content, if you like my face, don't forget to head down below and click that subscribe button, ring that little bell so you always know when I upload. I'm usually here Mondays and Fridays, my health permitting. I always do my very best to be here with you every week, twice a week. Take care everyone, and I'll see you next time. Bye.